Guys, it's been a while since the last video. So, yeah, it's been over a month. Sorry about that, been busy, but we are back and I'm bringing you for a tour through Rome today. And we're starting off with the Colosseum. A little bit lower, I went to Rome in 2022 during May and no, April actually. 29th of April, I believe this video or photos are from. And I went for this amazing walk. And I thought I'd share it with you because it does take you on quite a lot of attractions. It takes just over an hour. In reality, you're probably going to be taking longer because you'll enjoy it. It's 5 kilometers long. Yeah. So cut to this. This is a little map of the metro system in Rome. So here's some photos of the Colosseum being flashed around. And what's amazing about the Colosseum is that it's built in 8 years, from what I'm understanding. It was built of limestone, tuff, and concrete, and could hold an estimated 50 to 80,000 spectators. Obviously, it was used for gladiatorial games and entertainment of that sort, but it fell out of use for some reason. I don't really know how you could follow use for it, but it was used for housing, religious stuff, a fortress, a quarry. Yep, a quarry. They used it for rock, sadly. A lot of the rock, the original rock, was taken from the Colosseum and used for other buildings around the city, sadly. So just behind the Colosseum is the Temple of Venus and Rome. It's just a religious temple, and sadly, indeed, it was ransacked for its precious gilt bronze tiles for adornment of St. Peter's, the old basilica. And there's this big grand road which you'll see is the Via Sacra, and it's basically where parades and funerals would be taking place by like the emperor and all that kind of stuff. And then finally we see the Arch of Titus, which was just something to celebrate the military victories of Emperor Titus. Now this is probably the most cool bit. This is the Roman Forum. There's brilliant amount of buildings around here and remains. Basically a lot of temples, public forums, and government buildings, whether that's judicial and administrative, are laying here basically, and it is a very beautiful sight. There's some beautiful statues here. So what's amazing is it comprises an immense amount of history in such a short amount of time. This is, I think, the first 2 kilometers. This is by far the shortest stretch you walk. If you want to stop here, you could talk about it for a very long time. There's so much to see here. So the next bit comprises the Victor Emmanuel II National Monument. This is to some of the first king of a unified Italy, who raised from Savoy and all this, and it's for also First World War soldiers. It's huge, it's beautiful, and quite close by there's also, I believe this is a police station, which was pretty cool for just a police station, I thought. The next bit is the Trevi Fountain, which is, I was a bit clueless before on this, and basically it's just a fountain. Paul Bourbon the 8th, yeah, some dude, hey, the last fountain looks terrible, let's get a new one in. And a couple hundred years later they began actually building it after he died, and you know, they got there eventually. And what's very interesting to me, the name origin comes from the word trivium, which means intersection of free streets, and that's because it used to be the center of free streets, obviously. So that's where Trevi comes from. So here we arrive at our final destination, McDonald's. I'm joking by. Actually nearby is the Spanish Steps, which was linked, basically a French church under the patronage of Bourbon kings, and then at the bottom was the Spanish embassy to the Vatican. So that is why it's called the Spanish Steps, I believe, to the Vatican City now. And yes, I did this on a separate day. Don't do this on the same day, please. That would be a ridiculous walk. The dome, which is what I want to get into just right now, is quite interesting. There's a lot of skepticism for some reason. A lot of different architects obviously worked on it. There's been a lot of designs and planning. Probably chief was Michelangelo. So St. Peter's Square, which we're seeing now, has the only obelisk that has never fallen over, which I thought was pretty interesting and pretty impressive. It's dedicated for Saint Peter, obviously an apostle of Jesus, whom Catholics particularly consider to be the first ever pope and the Bishop of Rome and all that kind of stuff. He's buried there, and a lot of other popes and officials of Catholicism are interred there. And so we look around, we've got a beautiful fountain. I believe these statues are apostles of Jesus and or significant figures in Christianity, and you can see here is a little flag of the Holy See. So here is the innards of St. Peter's Basilica, and it is humongous. There is so much to talk about. There are so many inscriptions I could be detailing, but I just can't go through them all. There's hundreds of different paintings, inscriptions of and unique statues that litter this beautiful building. It's huge. There's a huge hall. There's little bays where are different significant works of Christianity and little different sacraments and altars and all that type of things. It was packed in there, may I say, and less security slash staff than I was expecting, to be honest. At the centre of the basilica is the Baldachin, however you want to say it. It's meant to signify and show where St. Peter's tomb is. It's underneath it, supposedly. And this is where a lot of the ceremonies take place. So first of all, thank you for watching the video. I really appreciate it. And it took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. It took me quite a long time to edit this because I had to get photos and put audio over it and record it. It was a whole thing. But yeah, I hope if you do go to Rome, as such as myself, you can recreate this and see some of the buildings I saw. You could go even farther though. There's a lot more. You can see the Pantheon, etc. Within walking distance of Trevi and the Spanish Steps. But yeah, I apologise also if I got any historical facts wrong.